The day Messi faced his biggest beatdown and walked off the pitch totally wrecked was a rare sight in soccer. This went down on August 14, 2020 in a clash between Barcelona and Bayern Munich during the Champions League quarterfinal. Barca had some solid players in the squad like Piqué, Suarez, Busquets, Griezmann, and Messi, the main star who snagged the world's best player award the year before. But Bayern was rocking a stacked lineup with aces like Neuer, Müller, Davies, Kimmich, and their top gun, Robert Lewandowski. It was a showdown between two powerhouses, not to mention a heated personal face-off between Messi and Lewandowski. The ref kicked off the game, and it started with a bang. Right before the 3-minute mark, Bayern launched an attack from the left, with Perisic speeding down the field and whipping across into the middle. Müller, perfectly placed, picked up the pass and flicked it first time to Lewandowski, who set it up and sent it back to him. With the ball back at his feet, Müller fired off a sharp shot, tucking the ball right into the corner of the net. That early stunner from Bayern, right off the bat, was a massive blow and shocker for Barca, putting them on the back foot from the get-go, ramping up the pressure on the team. But Bayern's joy was short-lived, as just minutes later, Barca responded with a long pass to Jordi Alba in the box. Taking control, Jordi Alba tried to pass to Suarez, but it got picked off by Alaba. However, in the clutch moment as Alaba tried to clear the danger, he miscalculated and unfortunately ended up sending the ball into his own net, scoring an unexpected own goal. The frustration and embarrassment were clear on the Bayern defender's face, totally shook by the mishap. Around the 8-minute mark, Barcelona set up an attack with Semedo, dishing out a killer pass to Suarez in the box. The Uruguayan striker came face-to-face with the opposing keeper and took a shot at the goal. But the Bayern goalie was on point, stepping up to block the shot and keep Barca from scoring. Now, it was Messi's time to shine in the game. Shortly after, the Argentine ace tried to cross into the box, but the ball whizzed past and hit the post. Though it wasn't on purpose, it almost turned into a goal. Close to the 20-minute mark, Barca ramped up the pressure as Messi got the ball in midfield and dashed towards the opposing goal. Reaching the box, the Argentine star took a shot, but the Bayern keeper made a solid save. Up to that point, the game seemed pretty even, but things started to shift around the 21st minute when Bayern regained possession deep in the opposition's half and quickly set up a slick counterattack. Gnabry passed the ball to Perisic, who was well positioned in the box. Perisic, with finesse, controlled the ball and unleashed a powerful and precise shot toward the goal. The Barca goalie made an effort to save it, but the shot was too strong and well placed to stop, and Bayern scored their second goal of the match, widening their lead. At the 23-minute mark, Barcelona slipped up by botching a pass in their own defense, handing Bayern a chance to attack. Thiago seized the opportunity and fired from outside the box towards the goal. However, the accuracy wasn't on point, and the ball went wide. At the 25th minute, Barca hit back with Messi on the right flank, swinging across into the area. Lenglet, well positioned in the box, leapt high for a header, but the precision was off, and the ball flew wide. Around the 27-minute mark, Bayern took control again, this time with a slick set play executed perfectly. Goretzka, showing off his vision, lofted a killer pass to Gnabry, who was hanging out near the box. Using his quick moves, Gnabry dodged the defenders with ease, grabbed the pass, and blasted a fierce and accurate shot, nailing the ball straight into the net. This third goal for Bayern in the match, coming from a set play, showed that the German team had a tight and powerful squad synergy, capable of pulling off complex strategies effectively. It seems like the goals rattled Barca's psyche, as they soon fluffed a pass in their own defense. Lewandowski pounced on the mistake, snagging the ball inside the opponent's box and quickly fired towards the goal. However, the Polish star's aim was off, and he ended up sending the ball wide, missing a golden chance to widen the lead. At the 30-minute mark, Barca made another critical blunder by losing possession in their defense, allowing Bayern to set up a quick and efficient attack. Kimmich swiftly took the ball on the right flank and whipped a precise cross into the middle of the box. Müller, known for his spot-on positioning, was in the right place at the right time and received the cross. Without hesitation, he seized the chance and pushed the ball into the opponent's net. This fourth goal for Bayern in the match cranked up the heat on Barca's shaky defense, which kept making consecutive mistakes. Bayern, on the other hand, was cashing in on each error to expand their lead in the game. At the 35-minute mark, Barcelona goofed up again while playing out from the back, letting Bayern snatch possession in the attacking third. Right away, Perisic jumped on the chance and fired a shot toward the goal. But luckily for Barca, Perisic's aim was off and the shot went way off target. Around the 38th minute, Bayern won a corner with Kimmich, whipping across into the area. Lewandowski, well placed, leapt higher than the defenders and headed the ball with force and precision toward the goal. However, the Barca goalie was on his toes and pulled off the save. As the first half neared halftime, At the 44-minute mark, Barcelona tried to respond with Lenglet launching a long pass forward. Suarez, strategically well-positioned, took the ball and blasted a shot toward the goal, but the Bayern keeper was alert and made a cool, effective save. The second half started even more intensely. At the 48th minute, Bayern set up a quick attack, initiated by Neuer with a long pass to Müller in the offensive zone. Müller controlled the ball and passed it to Perisic, who, without hesitating, took a first-time shot toward the goal. However, the Barca goalie was sharp and made an efficient save. At the 52-minute mark, Bayern launched a rapid counterattack with Lewandowski tearing down the field with the ball. Getting close to the box, he passed to Müller, who quickly sent it back to him. With the ball back at his feet, Lewandowski struck, scoring another goal for Bayern. But before the players could celebrate, the ref called off the goal for offside, which was a relief for the Barcelona players. At the 56-minute mark, it was Barcelona's turn to strike back, with Messi sending a long and sharp pass to Jordi Alba on the left wing. Without hesitating, Alba passed the ball to Suarez, who was well-positioned near the box. The Uruguayan striker showcased his technical skill by feinting a shot to create space, then slotted it into the corner, scoring the goal. This second goal for Barca in the match sparked new hope for the Catalan team, though they still needed to rack up several more goals for a comeback. But Barcelona's joy didn't last long. That's because at the 62nd minute, Bayern mounted a sharp attack with Davies operating on the left, where he used his technical mastery to skillfully dribble past the defender and push towards the goal. Breaking into the box, Davies delivered a precise pass through the middle to Kimmich, who efficiently nudged the ball into the net, extending Bayern's lead. This fifth goal from Bayern completely shattered the already fragile hopes of Barcelona, plunging the team into an even more dramatic and desperate situation in the game. At the 63rd minute, Barcelona regained possession in the opposing defense and attempted a counterattack, with Messi picking up the ball in the attack and taking a shot from outside the box. However, the shot deflected off an opposing player and went out of bounds. At the 67th minute, Bayern was close to increasing their lead when Lewandowski reclaimed the ball in the opposing team's defense. Müller received the pass in the box and laid it off to Koeman, who lined up the shot. But at the critical moment, a Barcelona defender slid in with a tackle, effectively blocking the shot. Despite the embarrassing scoreline, Messi was still trying to cut down the opponent's lead. At the 76th-minute mark, the Argentine ace passed the ball forward to his teammates and sprinted into the box, hoping to get it back. Upon receiving it, he fired a shot toward the goal, but the opposing keeper was on his game and managed to save Messi's attempt. Now it was Lewandowski's turn to shine in the game. As the match neared its end, at the 81st minute, Bayern ramped up the pressure decisively. Philippe Coutinho got the ball in the box and skillfully whipped across into the middle of the area. Robert Lewandowski, strategically well-placed and completely unmarked, received the ball perfectly. He headed it with unmatched force and precision, sending it straight into the back of the net, boosting Bayern's score. But Bayern wasn't satisfied with the scoreline yet, and at the 84th minute, they regained possession and launched a blistering attack. Thomas Müller, with notable skill, passed the ball to Philippe Coutinho, who was strategically well-positioned inside the opposing area. Coutinho, with incredible accuracy, didn't waste the chance and finished with a precise and powerful shot, scoring Bayern's 7th stunning goal of the game, further cementing their dominance. In the game's final moments, precisely at the 88th minute, just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, Bayern unleashed an unrelenting attack. Thiago, with great vision, executed a precise, lofted pass into the area. Hernandez skillfully received the pass and laid it off to Philippe Coutinho, who controlled it, lined up the shot, and blasted it powerfully into the goal, marking Bayern's 8th impressive goal of the match. At that moment, Messi watched incredulous at what was unfolding. A deep sense of humiliation haunted him and all the Barcelona players, intensifying the feeling of defeat. Soon after, the referee blew the whistle to end the game, concluding the massacre imposed by Bayern. That year, Bayern clinched the much-coveted Champions League. Due to his outstanding performance that season, Lewandowski was awarded FIFA's the best. Messi, on the other hand, was so devastated by the humiliation that he decided to leave Barcelona shortly after. The day Lewandowski bagged 4 goals in a single game and left Cristiano Ronaldo feeling humiliated was absolutely insane. This happened on April 24, 2013, during an epic clash between Real Madrid and Borussia Dortmund in the first leg of the Champions League semi-finals. Led by Jose Mourinho, Real Madrid was the heavy favorite for the match, boasting a star-studded lineup with legends like Sergio Ramos, Modric, Benzema, Kaká, Ozil, and Cristiano Ronaldo, who was already established as one of the best players in the world at the time. On the other side, Jurgen Klopp's Borussia Dortmund, though considered the underdog, was armed with talents like Hummels, Götze, Gundogan, and a determined 24-year-old Robert Lewandowski, eager to make his mark on the football world. This wasn't just a decisive game, it was a head-to-head showdown between Cristiano Ronaldo and Robert Lewandowski. As soon as the referee blew the whistle to start the game, the intensity was off the charts. In the opening seconds, Cristiano Ronaldo charged forward, dribbling past two defenders with flair down the left wing. But in an unlucky moment, he lost control of the ball, and it rolled out for a throw-in. By the 6th minute, Borussia regained possession in midfield and launched a lightning-fast counterattack. Reus, with blistering speed, weaved past several defenders, broke into the penalty area, and unleashed a rocket of a shot toward goal. However, Real Madrid's keeper was on high alert, pulling off a spectacular save to fend off the danger. The drama escalated as the rebound fell near Lewandowski, poised for a deadly strike. He set himself up to unleash another ferocious shot, but at the last moment, a Real Madrid defender heroically intervened, blocking the attempt in a dramatic fashion. Lewandowski seemed determined to double down and extend the lead as quickly as possible. That determination turned into reality in the 7th minute, when Borussia intercepted a pass and orchestrated a swift, intricate attack. With quick and precise passes, the play culminated in Reus delivering a deadly cross into the box. With his predatory instincts and impeccable positioning, Lewandowski was right where he needed to be. He launched himself into a spectacular slide, slotting the ball into the net with style. Lewandowski's early strike gave Borussia a huge boost, igniting the crowd, who erupted in celebration of such high-caliber football. Meanwhile, frustration was written all over the face of Real Madrid's keeper, clearly shaken and disheartened by the defensive lapse that allowed the goal. After the goal, the marking on Lewandowski tightened even more. A clear example was the foul he suffered around 9 minutes in, when Sergio Ramos, in a desperate attempt to stop him, made a rough tackle as the striker pushed forward for another attack. On the other side, Cristiano Ronaldo was itching to level the score. Around 13 minutes, the Portuguese star regained possession and bolted into a fast counterattack, passing to Modric as he approached the box. When Modric tried to control the ball, he was taken down, but the referee ignored the foul, leaving Ronaldo fuming. Go, player! Before you keep watching, don't forget to smash that subscribe button on the channel. By the 22nd minute, Ronaldo kept pressing, and while attempting to start another attack by passing to a teammate, the ball struck an opponent's arm. The referee, positioned close to the play, wasted no time in calling a foul. Despite the long distance from the spot of the infraction, it still posed a significant threat to Borussia Dortmund, given Ronaldo's reputation for turning long-range free kicks into legendary goals. When the referee gave the signal, Ronaldo unleashed a blisteringly powerful shot towards the goal. However, by a hair's breadth, and thanks to a phenomenal save by the Borussia goalkeeper, the Portuguese ace couldn't add another spectacular goal to his tally. On the other end, Lewandowski remained laser-focused on increasing the lead. Around the 32nd minute, Borussia intercepted a pass and launched a counterattack, with Lewandowski exchanging quick passes with a teammate and receiving the ball back inside the box. But as he tried to control it and turn to shoot, he went down after contact with an opponent. Yet the referee decided not to blow the whistle. By the 41st minute, a controversial moment gripped the field when Borussia Dortmund launched a blazing attack down the left flank. Reus, receiving the ball, skillfully dribbled past a defender and, upon entering the box, went down after some physical contact with an opposing player. This contentious moment led Borussia players to demand a penalty, while Real Madrid players insisted that Reus should be booked for diving. Now, it was time for Cristiano Ronaldo to show what he does best. Immediately after the controversial play, Real Madrid wasted no time and capitalized on a critical error by the opposition, triggering an electrifying and lethal counterattack. Higuain, bursting with speed, breezed past the defenders with astonishing agility. As he charged into the box and noticed the goalkeeper rushing out prematurely, Higuain cleverly chose to pass the ball to Cristiano Ronaldo, who was sprinting in parallel at full speed. With the goal wide open and the ball coming his way, Ronaldo simply guided it smoothly into the back of the net, scoring in style. This crucial goal by CR7 echoed through the stadium, bringing the game back to level terms and igniting the atmosphere. Real Madrid players gathered in a collective embrace, celebrating the vital equalizer in the Champions League semi-final, now on hostile turf. On the other side, Hummels, responsible for losing the ball that triggered the counterattack, was visibly shaken, deeply regretting his crucial mistake in such a decisive moment of the match. Lewandowski came back from halftime with a fiery determination to extend the lead. It didn't take long for him to make his mark. By the 49th minute, Borussia Dortmund orchestrated a brilliant attack down the left flank, dismantling Real Madrid's defense with a series of precise passes. The play reached its peak with a sharp cross into the box, initially cleared by Real Madrid's backline. left-flank. However, the rebound landed perfectly for Borussia's players, setting up Reus to unleash a powerful strike from outside the area. Fate intervened as the ball flew straight toward Lewandowski, who was strategically positioned inside the penalty area and onside, turning the strike into an accidental but decisive pass. With incredible skill, Lewandowski controlled the ball with his back to the goal, spun quickly, and with his killer instinct fired a precise shot that sending the ball into the back of the net without giving him any chance to react. This spectacular second goal from Lewandowski sent Borussia Dortmund's fans into a frenzy, watching their team take the lead in the Champions League semi-finals against the most feared opponent in the competition. The crowd erupted with joy, celebrating every move of their unstoppable striker and savoring the increasingly real possibility of reaching the grand final. But Lewandowski wasn't done yet. He was hungry for a hat trick. By the 54th minute, Borussia Dortmund launched another sharp attack down the left flank, sending a high cross into the box that Real Madrid's defense promptly cleared. However, the ball fell straight to Schmelzer on the left, who immediately struck it first time, sending it back into the chaos in the box. Once again, Lewandowski showcased his remarkable awareness and positioning, controlling the ball just like before, back to goal, spinning with agility, and firing a shot towards the target, once again beating the goalkeeper and finding the back of the net. This third goal, scored just minutes after his second, and in a strikingly similar fashion, highlighted Lewandowski's extraordinary finishing ability. In the stands, the fans roared with excitement, and Klopp celebrated with sheer joy, grateful to have a player of Lewandowski's caliber on his team. Meanwhile, on the other side, Real Madrid's goalkeeper expressed his frustration and anger, struggling to come to terms with conceding yet another goal to the relentless Polish striker. At 56 minutes, Real Madrid regained possession and launched a counterattack with CR7 charging down the left flank, taking on defenders before passing to Modric. Seeing a gap in the defense, Modric decided to take a shot from outside the box. However, Borussia's goalkeeper was alert and made an easy save. By 59 minutes, Cristiano Ronaldo, even surrounded by two defenders inside the box, skillfully dribbled past both and created space to deliver a dangerous cross into the middle of the area. But it was cleared by the opposing defense. Luck seemed to be against Real Madrid, and at 65 minutes, things got even tougher for them when Borussia launched a blistering attack down the right wing. Just as Reus, strategically positioned, was about to control the ball inside the box, he was bumped from behind by Xabi Alonso, who was sprinting desperately to win the ball. The physical contact sent Reus to the ground, prompting the referee to call a penalty for Borussia Dortmund. Real Madrid players erupted in protest, surrounding the referee and trying to argue that it wasn't a penalty, but he stood firm on his decision and confirmed the foul. This was the perfect moment for Lewandowski to extend the lead and potentially seal the game. The Polish star stepped confidently to the penalty spot, carefully placing the ball and focusing intensely. When the referee signaled, Lewandowski unleashed an incredibly powerful and precise right-footed shot, as the goalkeeper helplessly watching the net ripple. Borussia Dortmund's fourth goal of the match sent the packed stadium into rapturous celebration, leaving fans ecstatic and even more in awe of Lewandowski's masterclass performance. This commanding lead showed that Borussia, the underdogs of the match, were defying all expectations and edging closer to a spot in the Champions League final, overpowering Cristiano Ronaldo's mighty Real Madrid. On the other side, Cristiano Ronaldo was visibly shaken. At 68 minutes, in an effort to turn the game around, Real Madrid launched a counterattack with Cristiano Ronaldo receiving a through ball, leaving him one-on-one with the opposing goalkeeper in a golden opportunity. However, just as Ronaldo prepared to finish, the linesman raised the flag for offside, nullifying the play and deepening Ronaldo's frustration. From the 69th minute onward, Mourinho started making bold changes, bringing on Benzema, Di Maria, and later Kaká in a desperate attempt to turn the game around. However, Mourinho's substitution seemed futile, as in the 77th minute, Borussia unleashed a devastating attack. Reus, receiving a decisive pass, surged into the box and delivered an elegant chip shot. The finish was pure magic, with the ball gracefully floating over the goalkeeper and landing in the back of the net. But before Reus could begin his celebration, the referee intervened, ruling the goal offside, leaving the stadium in suspense and frustration. Immediately after, Borussia came close to extending their lead again when Lewandowski picked up the ball in attack and unleashed a powerful long-range strike. The Polish star nearly scored his fifth goal of the game, but was denied by a spectacular save from Real Madrid's goalkeeper, who flew through the air to stop what seemed like a certain goal. The final minutes of the game were filled with tension and drama. When the referee finally blew the full-time whistle, Borussia's fans erupted in celebration, cheering for a crucial victory. Meanwhile, Cristiano Ronaldo walked off the pitch visibly dejected and humiliated by the crushing defeat. Lewandowski solidified his place as the undisputed hero of the match, making history as the first player to score an incredible 4 goals against Real Madrid in a single Champions League game. The day Lewandowski made history by scoring 5 goals in just 9 minutes was one of the most extraordinary feats in football history. This happened on September 22nd, 2015, in a Bundesliga match between Bayern München and Wolfsburg. Bayern, led by Pep Guardiola, boasted a powerhouse lineup with stars like Neuer, Boateng, Vidal, Xabi Alonso, Müller, and Robert Lewandowski, a player capable of incredible feats when inspired. Wolfsburg, coached by Hecking, also had strong players like Luis Gustavo, Dante, Dost, Ricardo Rodriguez, and their key player, Julian Draxler. Winning this game was crucial for Bayern to stay on top of the league and a chance for Lewandowski to stun the world with his football skills. When the referee blew the whistle to start the game, Lewandowski began on the bench. Bayern was the first to strike with an attack as Douglas Costa took the ball forward. He cut inside to create space in the opposing defense and fired a shot from outside the area. However, despite the bold attempt, the shot lacked power, allowing the rival team's keeper to make an easy save. A few minutes later, Bayern won a free kick in the attacking half, and Xabi Alonso positioned himself to take it. As soon as the referee signaled, Xabi opted for a kick that ended up more like a cross. The opposing goalkeeper, without any trouble, caught the ball, thwarting Bayern's attempt. On the other side, Draxler was eager to showcase his skills. Around the 10-minute mark, the German ace displayed his technical prowess by smoothly dribbling past Vidal in midfield and masterfully passing the ball. Vidal seemed not to take kindly to that, and at the 12th minute, he retaliated by launching an offensive for Bayern, dribbling past a marker and attempting a long-range shot. However, the power of the shot was overdone, and the ball soared high, going over the cross. A few minutes later, Bayern attacked again, this time with Thomas Müller trying a bold shot from outside the area. Although the shot was powerful, it lacked accuracy and went directly out, crossing the goal line. At the 18th minute, Bayern kept pressing, with Douglas Costa making a slick play, exchanging passes with a teammate, getting the ball back, and firing a shot from outside the area. But the opposing goalkeeper was more than ready and made an excellent save, denying the goal. Up to that point, Bayern was dominating the game, but Draxler decided to step up and help his team change the course of the game. Around the 25th minute, Wolfsburg regained possession in defense and quickly launched a counterattack with a long ball forward. Draxler then received the ball and showcased his technical skill by sending an excellent lob pass to Caligiuri in the box. After expertly controlling the ball, Caligiuri wasted no time and unleashed an extremely powerful and accurate shot towards the goal. The shot was so forceful that it overcame the reflexes of the experienced keeper Neuer, and the ball bulged the back of the net with force. This first goal for Wolfsburg in the game, thanks to a masterful assist from Draxler, was enthusiastically celebrated by the players, now leading against a powerhouse like Bayern at the Allianz Arena. Meanwhile, Lewandowski continued to sit on the bench, eager to get into the match. At the 29th minute, Bayern tried to respond with Götze, advancing down the left and skillfully pulling off a slick dribble to beat the first defender. However, another marker came in with a stronger challenge and brought him down, committing a foul. Xabi Alonso positioned himself to take the free kick, sending a precise cross into the area. The opposing defense initially managed to clear the ball, but the rebound went straight to Douglas Costa. He didn't hesitate and took the ball first time, firing a powerful and accurate shot towards the goal. The Wolfsburg keeper, extremely alert, responded with a spectacular save, carrying the ball away from danger. At the 32nd minute, Wolfsburg reacted with Draxler receiving the ball on the left wing and pushing forward on the attack. He performed a step over, baffling the defender and creating space to fire a shot at goal. Despite the shot's good power and accuracy, the Bayern keeper was well positioned and made a secure save. The pressure of the game was clearly worrying Guardiola, who saw his team heading towards a home defeat. The situation got even more complicated at the 37th minute when the Wolfsburg keeper initiated a quick attack with a long kick forward. Bayern's keeper, Neuer alert, came out of his goal to intercept the ball. However, he failed to control it in midfield, leaving the goal unprotected. In this critical moment, Gilavogi saw the perfect chance and attempted an audacious long-range shot. The hearts of Bayern fans stopped as the ball hit the post and went out, narrowly avoiding what would have been a spectacular goal. Shortly after, the referee blew the whistle to start the second half, with Lewandowski finally entering the game. Now, with the Polish star in the game, things were about to change. Right at the 50th minute, Bayern launched a blistering attack with Müller advancing on the right. Under intense pressure, he managed to keep possession, passing it to a teammate before dashing into the box to receive the return pass. Upon reaching the box, Müller regained the ball, but was quickly dispossessed by an opposing defender. However, the ball ended up at the feet of Lewandowski, who was strategically positioned. With a decisive touch, he directed the ball toward the goal. The opposing keeper was completely caught off guard by Lewandowski's cunning and couldn't position himself up in time to make the save, resulting in the ball bulging the net. Lewandowski's goal triggered an explosion of joy from both him and the fans filling the stadium, electrified to see their team snatch a thrilling draw. Lewandowski was determined to turn the game around no matter what. Immediately after the game restarted, Bayern intercepted a pass from the opponent and launched a spectacular counterattack. Lewandowski, leading the charge, skillfully created space between the defenders and unleashed an audacious shot from outside the area. With incredible precision, the ball found the corner of the goal, leaving the opposing keeper with no chance to save it. This second goal for Bayern, scored within such a short interval, made the stadium erupt in intense joy. The ecstatic fans celebrated Lewandowski's brilliance, who, after coming on, quickly turned the game around, displaying exceptional skill and a killer instinct in front of goal. His performance was outstanding, elevating the atmosphere of the game to an electrifying level. But Lewandowski wasn't satisfied. He wanted more. As the clock approached the 54th minute, Bayern orchestrated a coordinated attack, initiated by a perfect pass from Vidal to Muller on the front line. Under intense pressure from defenders inside the box, Muller managed to pass the ball to Götze on the right, who promptly sent it to Lewandowski on the left. Finding himself isolated face-to-face with the goalkeeper, Lewandowski didn't hesitate and unleashed a powerful shot toward the goal. Unfortunately, the ball hit the post, but luckily for Lewandowski, it bounced right back to him. Without missing a beat, he attempted another shot, which the keeper saved, but the ball stubbornly returned once again. On the third try, with determination, Lewandowski finally managed to send the ball into the back of the net. At that moment, the stadium erupted in euphoria. The players ran to embrace Lewandowski in a frenzied celebration, and even coach Pep Guardiola joined in the jubilation. Lewandowski's hat trick, achieved in just 4 minutes, was an unprecedented feat, marking a truly historic moment in football. But Lewandowski wanted to set a record. Just 2 minutes after the third goal, at the 56th minute, Bayern set up another devastating attack. Douglas Costa exploded down the left flank, surpassing opponents with dazzling speed, creating enough space to deliver a precise cross into the area. Against all odds, Lewandowski, always alert and well-positioned, seized the moment. He anticipated the defenders, receiving the cross and hitting a first-time shot straight toward the goal. The shot was so swift that it surpassed the reflexes of the opposing goalkeeper, finding the back of the net and marking Lewandowski's fourth goal of the match in an incredibly short span of time. The stadium came alive with this goal. The crowd erupted into absolute frenzy. The Bayern players rushed to embrace the Polish striker, expressing deep gratitude for having such an exceptional talent on their side. Even Arjen Robben, who was watching the game, couldn't contain his admiration and was visibly impressed with Lewandowski's spectacular performance. After conceding 4 goals, Wolfsburg began to make substitutions in an attempt to calm the game and reduce the humiliation they were facing on the field. But it was to no avail, because just when it seemed Lewandowski had already achieved the impossible, he proved that impossible doesn't exist. At the 59th minute, Bayern unleashed a blistering attack down the right with Götze, who delivered a precise cross into the area. Lewandowski, in a flash of pure genius and impeccable positioning, was exactly in the right place at the right time to receive the pass and execute a spectacular volley toward the goal. The shot was so precise and powerful that the Wolfsburg keeper could only stand still, watching the ball trace a perfect trajectory into the corner of the net, resulting in a stunning goal. At that moment, all the spectators present and the millions watching around the world were astonished, wondering how it was possible for a player to achieve the feat of scoring 5 goals in just 9 minutes of play. The expression on coach Pep Guardiola's face showing that even he could hardly believe the magnitude of the feat he was witnessing. After conceding all these goals, Wolfsburg adopted a defensive and aggressive strategy, especially against Lewandowski. At the 65th minute, he barely touched the ball before he was stopped by a harsh foul. Lewandowski, meanwhile, continued eager to score even more goals. At the 69th minute, Bayern's offensive machine kicked into gear again, this time attacking from the left flank. Alaba, with skill, received a crucial pass inside the box and promptly executed a cross shot, sending the ball back into the melee in the area. Lewandowski, always strategically positioned, captured the pass and, without wasting a second, fired a first-time shot directed precisely at the goal. However, the moment of glory was interrupted by a dramatic play. A Wolfsburg defender, in an act of pure instinct, managed to block the shot practically on the goal line, denying Lewandowski what would have been his 6th incredible goal of the match. Around the 78th minute, Lewandowski had another chance after Bayern intercepted a misguided pass from the opposition defense. Initiating a counterattack, Muller sent a beautiful lob pass to Lewandowski in the area. The Polish star quickly fired a powerful shot towards the goal. However, an extremely alert Wolfsburg defender blocked the shot, thwarting the promising play. The intensity of the game remained until the final whistle, and at the end of the match, Lewandowski was celebrated as the game's great hero. His spectacular entrance in the second half, with Bayern trailing, and his incredible ability ability to turn the game around by scoring 5 goals in just 9 minutes is an unprecedented milestone in football. This historic feat not only secured his place in the record books, but also set a standard that may never be surpassed in the Bundesliga, becoming one of the most memorable performances in the history of the league.